everybody. Please share this out with your followers. We're going to have a great show. All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Impact the World. Y'all, why am I always fixing my hair? Is that just like a woman thing? Like, it's like all of a sudden when you see yourself on camera, on screen, right? You cannot help. You just go right into that mode of, let me fix my hair, even though it might be okay. Well, great afternoon. Welcome. Today is, what is today? Tuesday the 10th, something like that. Can you believe we 10 days into the new year already? That's crazy. Like, we just said Happy New Year. Yeah. But anyway, we're here, Impact the World Radio. We are here every Wednesday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Cheryl Wood, your host and visionary of this amazing platform. And I just want to thank Vox Wave Radio for having us here and allowing us to be in the studio every week so that we can create this amazing platform for men and women, but y'all know I have a special something for my women who are doing it big. So especially for my ladies who are doing it big and impacting the world using their unique gifts, starting businesses, helping other people with their gift. This is a platform that allows them to share that gift, but also it adds value to you, our listening audience. I got to shout out all the folks who are following us on Facebook Live. Let me tell you, you guys showed us so much love last week. We had over 2,200 views last week on our show. And I see we have some folks who are joining us now. I know sometimes you're on your lunch break. Just put your little earbud in, you know what I mean? And just listen to the show. Even if you can't watch the screen, you can really get some good, juicy nuggets. So I got to shout out the folks who are following us on Facebook Live. I'm going to try to scroll back and shout these folks out. Kim Gore, she's always here with us. Such a great supporter. Thank you, sis. Nika Corbett, Courtney Flowers, Charlene Day, Robert Scott, Erica, let's see, Aubrey, Cynthia Green, Margot Watson, Linda Husser. I hope I'm saying that last name right. I be jacking up some names. I'm just saying. You know I do. You already know it. We just met and you know I be jacking up a name, right?
My name is a little difficult, so you get a pass.
Thank you. I appreciate the grace. Minetta Hare, Joan Wilson, that's my corner woman. Cynthia, Lavina, Dawn Peterson. Hey, Khadijah, how are you? Khadijah's here. Karima, we're going to have Karima on the show. She's another phenomenal woman in business. Aubrey Speaks. Maida, I love you, dear. The love expert is in the building. Kimberly Arlington, author. Anika Stewart. Hey, sis, you ready for me? I hope you're ready for me. Kissa Blocker, Laura Basham, and so we have folks who are still coming in. Guys, just hit the little share button so that somebody else can get a part of this amazing content that we're sharing. I cannot move forward without thanking my sponsors of the show who allow us to be here. I want to thank the amazing Cherie M. Good, who is actually hosting her fitness, wellness, and health expo, which is called Recharge 2018. It is a phenomenal event. I go every year. Well, she's my sister. Let me just say that. But she still paid for her sponsorship. I'm just saying, I love that about her, that she supported me in that way. But she's the Recharge strategist. And every year she has a health, wellness, and fitness expo where thousands of people come out from the community in Pikesville, Maryland. Wow. And she has this massive ballroom space. And all day long for like 6 hours, it's just all of these workout instructors and trainers and people just from the community. The whole family can come out. It's completely free. Wow. Like she does this as a community service. And so you can check that out online. I said I was going to have a website last week. I still don't have the website. Next week. If you look there next week, the date we do know is Saturday. Thank you, Jocelyn. The date is Saturday, April the 14th. It's in Pikesville, Maryland, at the Pikesville Hilton. I know all of that. I just don't know the exact link to get registered, but it doesn't matter because you can show up for free. It's free. Mills. So yeah, you live in Owens. She lives in Owens Mills. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So did you know I was born and raised in Baltimore?
I didn't know that.
Born and raised in Baltimore, the hood, honey. I was in the hood. Owens Mills is like the county. That's fancy. You bougie when you get to Owens Mills. But my sister lives there. We're twins. I have a twin sister.
Really?
So this is her event. So thank you, Sharif Good, for being one of our amazing sponsors. I also have to thank Ladrine Peterson, who is such an advocate for turning dreamers into doers. She says, just do it. Like almost like Nike, just do it.
That's right.
As well as
only way to do it.
Another phenomenal woman. Her daughter is actually here in the studio with us, and I just love her. Amina McWhirter, Love by the Handles. Her organization does phenomenal work with women in transition. And last but not least, Miss Robin Rogers of Robin Empowers is also doing great work with women who are suffering from past trauma, and she helps them to kind of take control of their lives and move forward. So thank you, because without them, without our sponsors, we would not be here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to jump in because it's already 12:05, and we have some really good, juicy stuff. You guys know that the month of January, we're really focusing on finances and fitness. Casey Moore says, I lived in Baltimore too in the hood. Shout out to the hood. I'm just saying, it builds character. It builds character. So we have some phenomenal women in our studio today, live with us. And I am not going to jack her name up. The lady here, amazing lady to my left, is Miss Zainabu Kamara.
You got it right. Yes,
I'm so proud of my little self. Let me tell you a little bit about her before we get into our conversation. At a very early age, Zainabu realized her aspirations of becoming a businesswoman and a best-selling author. Through the experiences of her own financial setbacks, she developed a passion to become self-taught on financial empowerment through a biblical outlook. I love that. As a result, she gained a passion to help those with the burning desire to get their finances and life on track, and she founded Kingdom Principles Financial. And she is also an aspiring motivational speaker. Well, I can help you with that. All right, beautiful. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here and saying yes to coming and sharing with our audience and our tribe, as we call them. So look, tell people a little bit. Yes, hello, tribe. Tell people a little bit about your backstory. I love that you became self-taught. That's one thing that's huge, that stands out for me. And the other thing is, I love that you share your experiences through your own financial setbacks, because what I tell every client I work with is this: your struggles and your challenges and your setbacks, that is your connector with people in the world. Your success is nothing more than your credibility that enhances the idea that, you know what, you can provide a solution for other people. Exactly. But you can't start off talking about, because I done this, and that, but not tell people your struggle and your challenges. So start off talking a little bit. Well, it looks like we have a phone call, so we're going to take this phone call. Welcome to Impact the World Radio. This is Cheryl. Hey, who's on the line with us? Don't get shy. How y'all gonna get shy now? Okay. Don't call. Don't be interrupting us if you ain't got nothing to say. I'm just saying. But let me just say this before Zainabu starts. The number here is 240-719-2560. 240-719-2560. And we do encourage and invite you guys to call in if you have questions for our guests, as well as if you want to shout out your business, your company, you can do that. And we'll give you 60 seconds on air, but it must be 60 seconds. We will time you. So we will allow you to do that. We're going to do that right after the 12:30 hour. Once we hit the 12:30, you can call in 240-719. For all you guys watching on Facebook Live, 240-719-2560. You can call in. So back to Zainabu. Tell us a little bit about your story and some of these financial setbacks that kind of catapulted you into where you are now.
Well, first and foremost, Cheryl, I just want to say thank you.
Absolutely.
For allowing me the opportunity to be able to come and sit down and talk with you, as well as your audience. And always, I give God thanks.
Yes.
For everything He does, because without Him, I won't be here. But for me, my personal story, as you mentioned, I grew a passion behind my personal story to be able to want to help others, to help them with their finances. After graduating from college, I experienced some financial setbacks where I lost my job because I was a mortgage consultant. It was around the time when, the mortgage industry was going down, the real estate industry was going down.
That big crash. Yeah.
Exactly. So one day I showed up for work. They said, we
ain't
no longer
work.
exist. The company no longer exists.
Wow.
So of course, because of that, I started looking for jobs, and I was just a newly grad. Most of the time, they want to hire you, but you don't have the experience, which usually I don't really get. You pay all this money to go to college, you come out, and then they don't want to hire you because you don't have experience. Yeah. How am I supposed to get the experience
if you won't hire me? Exactly.
So nevertheless, because of that, debtors started calling. My car was repossessed. So I had to pick back up myself, go back home to my mom. And while I was living there, that's when I really started putting myself back together and figuring out, okay, how do I go from this to get myself back on top?
Yeah.
And because of that, like I said, I grew the passion to want to be able to help others. Because of that experiences, things I started doing. As you mentioned, self-taught myself from a biblical perspective. Because a lot of times when we talk about finances, we're looking at what the world is doing, what our celebrities are doing, but you have to go back to the root of where everything starts.
Now explain that, because that's the part that I was curious to learn. When you say from a biblical perspective or a biblical outlook,
Right.
Explain that a little bit more.
For me, from the biblical aspect of it, we know the Bible talks about money.
Yeah.
And how it's managed, what you're supposed to do with it. Because most of the time, when we want to gain financial status or what have you, it's more so for ourselves, because we see the celebrities on TV or what have you, maybe the people in our own community. So for me, understanding how money works from a biblical aspect, because it's a purpose to it. It's not just about me having all this money and spending it and splurging. Money is supposed to aid wars. Money is supposed to do certain things that the world is struggling with. That by with money we're able to aid some of those things. So understanding really what the proper management, the proper usage of money, and the purpose of it in the first place. And I think for me, the Bible goes into that. Okay. So from that, bring it to where the rest of the world.
Well, I like that. I think that's a very unique perspective, and that's what we're here for. We're here to create a platform for people with all various perspectives. Right. And I love that you said, I was putting myself back together, because how many of us, and I'm sure people who are watching through voxwave.com as well as through Facebook Live, right. All of us probably at some point have experienced some type of financial trauma. Yes. I know when I was starting to grow my business, and when I decided to walk away from my corporate job, my good job, I was already taking a risk, right? Because I wanted to pursue entrepreneurship. I really wanted to do the thing that I love, that I was passionate about, because I think you serve the world greater when you find what you love and you do that and you engross yourself in that. Exactly. So I wanted to do it, but when I finally got the guts to walk away from the every 2-week paycheck that I was so comfortable and familiar with, for 15 years I relied on a paycheck, on somebody else writing me a check so that I could financially live or thrive in my life. Exactly. And when I walked away from that, I never realized how hard it was really going to be. And this is what I tell every client that I work with, because I work with a lot of business owners, business women who are trying to grow thriving businesses, right. Profitable businesses, 6-figure and 7-figure. But people love you when you're free. As a business owner, they love you when you're free. Oh, I'll come and do it. I'll come and speak, and I'll come and do this, and I'll come. They love you when you're free. But as soon as you put a price tag on it, all of a sudden it's crickets, and you're like, okay, wait a minute. Where are the people who said I was amazing and fantastic and wonderful? Exactly. You can't find them. Exactly. So literally, my husband and I hit financial rock bottom when I walked away from my corporate job. Wow. And I felt so broken, and I felt so depleted. But God, this is the thing I was born to do. Why can't I find the financial support so that I can do it full time? So I understand what it means to be broken from a financial place and have to pick yourself back up and put yourself back together. So that just really resonated in my spirit. Right. So tell us, do you have some step-by-step things that you did to put yourself back together?
Absolutely. And it's so interesting that you mentioned you leaving your job, because even for me, as of April of last year, I had to make that decision to walk away from my good job.
Good. We spell it GOOT up in here. We don't have a D on it, and it's a T. Your good job.
Exactly. So as you mentioned, of course, people who say, "Oh, I want to do what you're doing. I want to work with you," and then, as you mentioned, the minute you put a price tag to it, all of a sudden, okay, I'll talk to you some other time, what have you. So nevertheless, I trust me, even right now, I'm going through that.
She's like, girl, we both on the inside. We both like, girl.
I'm a transparent
That's what we're saying inside. Right.
Yes,
right.
I'm a transparent person, so I definitely understand. So for me, what I did, I started watching my spending habits. I wasn't someone who was really all splurging, to tell you the truth. Yep. But I started monitoring my spending habits a little more closer by everything. I had to literally get a book. Everywhere I go, every time I buy something, maybe whether it be it a 25-cent gum or $100 something at wherever, I wrote that down. And what that did for me, by having a login, I per se to call it, to be able to track my finances, it made me also step back from certain things that I don't want to buy, because now I have to think about, if I buy this, I got to write it down. And even that became a task.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Writing it down became a task, because sometimes we don't track our money. We get a paycheck, and by the time maybe the end of the week, you're like, I just had $1,500. Where did it
Right,
go?
where did it go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, I had to start doing that tracking. That was the first and foremost thing, tracking my spending habits. So that way I can have account to where my money's going.
Yeah.
Okay, did I go to McDonald's? Did I really need to go to McDonald's?
Right,
or could I have just
right.
stayed at home, maybe fix a sandwich?
Yep.
So little things like that, that's what you have to start doing first. It's discipline. It takes discipline to be able to do that, to say every time I buy something, I'm going to write it down because, like I said, it became a task. Mm-hmm. So before I buy something, I'll think about it. Oh, I have to go back and write it down.
Right.
Is it really worth it?
Right.
So
I love that. I think that's accountability. Mm-hmm. And like you said, that became a task. Like, I don't want to have to write that in my log. I don't want to have to write that I just spent, whatever, $10 on some food, on some Wendy's, some crap food that's not good for me anyway in my log. So I love that you created this whole idea of it being a task, and you wanted to minimize the task, which helped you in effect to spend less. That's really good. I like that. Watching your spending habits. Like, we have some people who are, look, Paula Campbell said, hashtag discipline. Yes. And she put like 12 exclamation points behind it. Paula also says, watching your spending. Carmela says, yes, that's what I'm facing now. Let's see. We have another, Noah says, money is our employee. Too many have permitted money to become their employer. You better say it. You want to come on the show? Sound like you got some good stuff to say. That's beautiful. I love that. So what did you feel was your biggest spending habit that you had to cut back on?
My biggest spending habit was just buying snacks.
Okay.
It really was.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't really someone who spends so much on things.
Yep.
But like a snack here, a snack there, I have a sweet tooth. Mm-hmm. And before you know it, you spend $100 on snack, and you're like, what purpose did it fill me?
It is so true.
If anything, it just made me worse, feel worse inside.
So let me ask this question then. So talk about like people's money conversation with themselves, because I find that a lot of times, like when we're overspending, or even this was anything in life, if you're overeating or if you're overdoing anything, there's some internal conversation that you're having about that, and it could have stemmed from your childhood or experiences that you've had in your life. What do you find that? Talk about a little bit about money conversation and what makes people kind of go to that space of overspending on whatever their vice is. Because for me, it was food as well. I grew up in, and I had this conversation last week on the show, but I grew up in poverty. I grew up in the inner city in a housing project in Baltimore, Maryland. And my mom worked every single day. I mean, she was the hardest working woman I've ever known. She still could not afford to feed us. Like, she had 3 kids, and we still had to be on government assistance. Wow. And I remember there will always either be feast or famine in our house. So at the beginning of the month, when the food stamps came out, we had a whole bunch of food. Wow. By the mid-month to the end of the month, we're like making beans and biscuits. Right. It was crazy. So that really impacted my money conversation internally. And when I became an adult, my big thing was, nobody will ever tell me what I can and can't eat. I swear that makes me want to cry, because it's so real. Like, I just was like, nobody will ever tell me I can't have a steak at Ruth Chris. Nobody will ever tell me. Like, it impacted me that deeply. Wow. And so I started overspending. And then when friends would come, let's say friends come to town, I'm treating everybody because I saw food, giving people food as a way of love. Exactly. This showed you that I loved you. Exactly. So I really had to visit that and sit deep in that space. So talk about maybe your own money conversation, or what you found with people that you've worked with, some of their money conversations.
Well, with the money conversation part of it, I think sometimes we got to even start from the root of that. As growing up, as I'm relating it to, as growing up, I believe many times, many of us did not have that conversation of money, where maybe, as you said in your situation, your mother was working so hard, but yet there were times you couldn't afford, to even put food on a plate. And at a very early age, I don't think most people sit down to have that conversation with their children, which is why one of the things that I do, teaching kids, having that conversation at an early age, how to balance a checkbook, how to start saving early, things, kind of stuff like that. So I believe because many of us, we're not taught first and foremost those principles at an early age, as we grow into our adulthood, then we get into this point where we're no longer able to manage our finances. We're no longer able to discipline ourselves in certain things. Like you said, because of your experience, you started telling yourself as an adult, no one is not going to tell me I'm not going to eat a Ruth Chris. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. So you didn't really take the time to discipline yourself to say, yes, times might have been hard, but yet no one actually even sat down to talk to me what I should do with the money, how I should manage money. And if I get in a position where it becomes hard to even get it, what do I do? So I think the conversation starts at a very early age. And as you go along through adult life, you'll be able to kind of maneuver yourself a little bit around on how to bring it all together.
It's very true. You're right. I totally agree with that. And I want to
I don't know if that answer the question.
No, that's good. That's really good because it is. It should start early. It should start young. I have 3 young children. And I want to look. The reality is you're right. You have to sit them down and you have to have the conversations with them. And I think a lot of times now, like my kids are 10, 11, and 13, and they want something, they get it. They ask for something, they get it for the most part. I mean, I try to teach my kids to be grateful for what they have. Like over the Christmas holidays, we went and we fed the homeless because I want them to see firsthand that you are blessed to have what you have. You're blessed just to have a place to go and lay your head. So things like that, I teach them. But I want to become more intentional about the real conversation about budgeting. Because my kids don't understand what a budget is. They don't understand budgeting. And the whole check writing thing, like who writes a check anymore though, right? But they don't teach them that. They don't even teach them cursive writing in school. So how you going to sign a contract? How you going to sign a check? I just don't understand it. So it really is our responsibility as adults, as parents, to teach our kids how to spend. What are your spending habits, making choices? And so that's so pertinent that you brought that up because in 2018, that's one of my big things is teaching my kids that financial literacy, what money really is about. It's not just, you tell mommy what you want, mommy go buys it. I have to earn it first of all. Then you got to make the decision. Do you want to spend it, what you just spent all of that time earning? It's so important that they get a grasp of that. There's this card that I ordered. I don't know if you've heard of it. Greenlight. Have you heard of that?
I haven't.
So there's this card that you can order for kids. And I don't know if anybody who's with us on Facebook Live or on the show, that it allows the kids to have their own little ATM, whatever. It's like a little credit card that they can have it. I can give it to I've just ordered for all 3 of my kids. And you get to put on the card how much you want to put on the card. And you get to manage it. You get to monitor it. But I ordered it because I want to teach my children responsibility with money. I want to teach them that, okay, if you want that $100 something, this is what it feels like to earn it. And then I have little tasks that they can do at home now that will allow them to earn certain, okay, if you vacuum the floors, that's going to be this much. If you do this, you go and do the dish, it's going to be this much. So I want to teach them the power of earning it, but then also understanding how quickly it's spent. And that you should not spend it all, that you should save a couple of dollars. That's always a helpful thing. So I'm in that process now, so I think that's a great, great, great suggestion. I just want to shout out some of our folks who are joining us. Let's see. Paula says, I just ask God, let all my decisions lead to him. Beautiful, right? But what do we say about the God thing, right? You can have faith, but faith without works is dead. So you want to ask God to help you make the right decisions, but you got to take responsibility for those decisions, right? I'm sure Paula agrees with me. Let's see. Somebody else, Onika says she heard about Greenlight but didn't order it. I ordered it. It should be here. I think it'll be here in a couple days. So when I get it, I'll make sure I do a post about it. Kimberly, hi, Kimberly Morgan. Yes.
For the green light, I say I'll take a note of that.
Yeah, and you let us know. You give us your feedback on it as well. Kimberly Morgan says, yes, teach them to budget and write a check. They don't teach any of that anymore. Absolutely. Let's see. So people are commenting and joining us. And hey, Andrea, thank you. So let's go to this conversation. So let's say somebody is in a place where they are kind of in a little financial turmoil. Maybe they, their expenses are, they have a lot of expenses, a lot of bills, a lot of maybe credit card debt. Give us some of your steps for paying off debt. I know you have a guide that offers principles. Talk about some of your principles and what you encourage people to do. Like give us a step-by-step, maybe here's the first 3 things you should do to really pull back from being in so much debt and in financial turmoil.
Right. Well, one of the things that I said for maybe 3 things, I try to bring all of those together. For someone who might be in a position where, the money's tight, and it goes back with everything, with the works and the discipline aspect of it. One thing you want to do, I know some people, they like to party. If you're that person, you want to go out on the weekends, party, have fun with your friends. Okay, what's more important? you going out to have fun with your friends or putting that money towards something. So it's okay to be in that position where you might have to tell the friends, listen, this is what I'm doing right now. Maybe the kids, this is what I'm doing right now. Maybe certain things that you're used to having from this time to this time, as a family, that's, really, really bring the family in. Mommy or daddy's going to focus on getting out of debt and explain to them. They'll understand. So that means maybe we may not have to take the trip to Disney World this year. Maybe we may not go to the movies as much as we need to go. We used to go to the movies. We might not go out to eat.
Yeah.
We're going to prepare home meals. So these are some of the things that people can think about doing while you still want to live the lifestyle that you were living when maybe the money's a little okay. Think about those things. What can I cut back on? And start putting whatever it is that you're missing, that you were using to towards maybe paying off debt, or maybe for those with cable. I always mention
Oh, God. It's so ridiculous.
We have
Why do I have cable?
Exactly.
Why am I paying that amount every month and I don't even watch TV? Exactly. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Most people don't. They just have the channels.
Yeah.
So, again, let's say maybe $150 a month. Your cable, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Nowadays, we have Netflix.
Right.
We have Hulu. We have all these things that makes it more easier for us, more affordable, to be able to still enjoy entertainment.
Yes.
So cut off that $150 cable bill.
Somebody, Jocelyn, you got a phone. Do 150 times 12. We're going to tell y'all right now how much you could save just in a year just by cutting off the cable bill. How much? $1,800. Come on now. That's in your bank account.
Yes.
That's in your bank account.
Yes.
From cable that you don't even watch. I'm going to turn my cable off today. I'm just saying. $1,800. Come on. It's just sitting in my bank account that I can put into a CD or some type of fund or stocks or whatever to grow my money. Stop playing. Like, we got to make better decisions. Okay, so I like that.
So a lot of times that's what we have it. We already have the things that are there. I call it, as long as you have a paycheck coming in.
Yeah.
You have something to work with. Now, in the case here, like when we lost our jobs, we don't have anything. I understand that.
Yeah.
But again, from that aspect, okay, maybe someone who quit their job. There are opportunities out there, and I know a lot of times people may not want to talk about it, network marketing. For those of you who may not like network marketing, it's actually where most millionaires are created, believe it or not. So maybe that's something. Take that $150 that month you save, invest it into maybe some home-based business. And it's just like anything. If you don't work it, it doesn't work.
That's true.
So you're at home. You can work whatever that business, choose whatever it is you figure it out what that would be. But there are things that you can start doing to be able to start generating more income. Maybe you have things in your house.
Right.
That you can do a yard
Shall have
sale.
A yard sale, right? Have a yard sale.
Exactly.
Hashtag have a yard sale, y'all.
You have things in your house that you may want to get rid of. If you don't want to give it to charity, again, putting it towards if someone who's in debt and start doing that. And again,
and can't you also get on like sites and sell stuff now?
Yes,
like you can get like an Etsy account or an Amazon account or some kind of account. I'm not the guru, but to make money.
To make money, to be able to bring in and generate money from, what put together with your 9 to 5.
Yeah, I love that. So I'm taking away from that. Watching your spending habits is a big one. And then taking what you can and reducing any type of bills that you can, such as if it's a cable bill or whatever, you could save a lot of money, and then taking that money and actually saving it. But also, if you have the option, potentially thinking about other side things that you can do to bring in additional income. Those are all ways that you can continue to grow your revenue instead of you're looking up and you're living paycheck to paycheck. And that is not cute. That is not fun, right? We all have probably been there before, living paycheck to paycheck. And sometimes it's just cutting out silly little stuff that we don't need. We don't need, right? Let me tell you, my family, I'm a family of 5. And when I say last year, I'm embarrassed to say how much we ate out. And I mean, granted, I was, out serving the world and I'm out. But you know what? It's like, but you got to look at the overall financial picture. And for me, I believe making money is very different than creating wealth. So you can make money. All of us can make money, right? But I can get the paycheck today, and the paycheck already accounted for before I even got the paycheck. I already know where it's going. So it's spent before I got it, right? But if I am truly a good steward, right? A faithful steward over my money and what I have, then I want to think about things in a different way. How do I spend this wisely? How do I not just splurge and throw it away, where then I'm trying to figure out how am I going to make it to the next time I get some more money? So we have to be responsible. We have to make some really wise decisions. That eating out thing is huge for my family. And this year, my big goal is eating in more.
I talked about it in this guide that I created.
It is huge. I mean, for a family of 5, we never spend less than $100 eating out. You figure about $20 a meal, and then that's not even including the gratuity, the person you tipping. And my kids got used to it. They got really spoiled. So why are we eating at the steakhouse in the middle of the week? That's like a weekend. It's supposed to be a weekend thing.
Better at home.
I can prepare
and healthier.
That's it for half. And my husband would always say that he would get on me. But again, that was my own financial conversation. Don't tell me what I can eat and when I can eat it. Exactly. That was big for me. It went all the way back to my childhood. Right. So I was still clinging on to that. And I had to really release that and like, you know what? It makes more sense. My husband will always say this. You took $150 and we ate for one meal. You could have took that same $150, went grocery shopping, and we could have had meals for at least 4 days. That's right? That's so you really have to think about it and make those common sense decisions. So tell us what else you want to tell us. Share anything else that you want to share in terms of people kind of getting out of debt. What about credit cards? Spending on credit cards. Oh, Lord. That's huge.
Credit cards, it is huge. And believe it or not, I'm 33. I don't mind sharing my age. I don't have a credit card. Everything that I do it based off
cash and carry, honey. Yes. Cash and carry, as my husband say.
And even just going back in retrospect, that's how I started getting into the whole wanting to be a financial coach. Because the young lady, Bianca, that recommended me when you shared on Facebook, who tagged me in the post, that's how I started. It was kind of like a dare to myself.
Yeah.
So with the things that I was doing for myself that were working, I said, hey, friend. She's one of those friends. You just give her an idea, and she's going to motivate you to the end so you put it to work.
Absolutely.
So it really was a dare. It was a challenge to myself. So I called her. I said, look, I'm thinking about doing this thing, but I want to try it on someone first. So that's what I did. The things that I was doing as I was saving money, I tried it on her. And she started putting those same principles in her own life. Mm-hmm. And she can tell you, paid off credit cards, paid off medical bills, paid off other things that she had on her credit at that time, other than like maybe the major things, like maybe the car, what have you. So for me, those were the things that I was doing. I didn't have a credit card, because I know I was still at that point where I wasn't able to discipline myself enough.
Yeah, I love that.
To not overspend on that credit card.
Knowing yourself.
It's not money.
Yeah.
It's not money. It's just someone else's money that we're carrying around. So I didn't have a credit card.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Let's pause right there for 1 minute.
Yes.
It's not your money.
It's not. It isn't.
It's somebody else's money. You just got a loan that you're going to pay a whole bunch of interest on. Exactly. So you went and bought that purse at Macy's that you thought was on sale, that you thought you bought on sale for $100, and you're going to end up spending $500 for that, because over the time that you pay interest. So you're paying triple, quadruple, or more for that thing that you thought you were getting on sale. You really didn't, especially once you charge it to a credit card.
Exactly.
That's so powerful, right? You guys, I know you're loving this, right? People are people say cash is king. Cash. Oh, your mic is falling. Cash is king. Somebody says, yep, food tastes better at home anyway. Someone says, Ladrine. Hey, Ladrine. Ladrine says, writing down every dime you spend is a great task. You will, somebody said, hashtag not your money. I love it. Amy Taylor. Hey, Amy. Amy says powerful. Everybody says powerful. It's not your money. You're actually spending somebody else's money, and you have to pay it back. Mm-hmm. Those are such great tools. One of the things that I have kind of incorporated in my household is the idea of we choose to. And when I say we choose to, meaning it might not even be that we don't have it to spend, but right now we choose not to. Yeah. That puts you in such a place of power. Like we choose not to go out and eat today. Mm-hmm. We choose to keep that $150 in the house, and mommy's going to go to the grocery store. So now the way that I talk to my children is very different. I always speak in terms of we choose. No, today we choose to. We're going to choose. We're going to choose not to go to the movie theater and spend $75 on popcorn and Right?
It's
Everybody
crazy.
in the studio just like, are you? It is crazy.
It's crazy.
First of all, you're paying $10, $11, $12
For
per
the
person
movie.
for the movie. And then we spend more on the food, the snacks, than we do on the movie ticket.
Right.
It's crazy. Right. Pop you a bag of popcorn before we go to the movie.
And sneak it in.
Yeah, because creating wealth is about doing the things that other people won't do now so that you can live a life that other people will never experience. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got to make the sacrifice.
I call it not trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
You know,
you can't
if you don't have what the Joneses have right now, you can't try to live like that.
And even if you do, just because you have it doesn't mean you should spend it. Mm-hmm. Just because you have it doesn't mean you should spend it.
It's very
because true. How do you create wealth? And I'm so big on this point.
It's very
I'm
true.
so big on the fact that people who are wealthy do not wear it on them. Oh,
the true wealthy people. You took the
true
words out of my
wealthy people who got billions in the bank, and I praise God for the people that He's connected with me, connected me with, who have millions and billions in the bank. Right. They do not wear it on them.
They don't.
They don't want you to know they have money in the bank.
They don't.
They want to be incognito. They want to just be. They had their little loafers on and some little khaki pants. They don't want you to know they have money, right?
True.
Most people,
It's
but
true.
a lot of times, especially in the African American culture, we are big on wearing our money on us instead of investing it in us. Come on, somebody hashtag that. Stop wearing your money on you and invest it in you. Stop wearing your money on you and invest it in you so that by the time you are in your golden years, you are not still having to go and hand out smiley faces at Walmart.
Right.
You can actually go sit down somewhere on the beach in Hawaii and you can enjoy
life, yes.
what you have done and what you have saved. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm a work in progress too. Like, this ain't something I just mastered. This is something I'm still working on because I have to tell myself, Cheryl, it's okay to reward yourself sometime. But just because you have it doesn't mean you always have to spend it. Sometimes it's okay to say no, to pull back, to say we're going to put that in savings. I'm big on experiences. And I think that's another thing that you have to decide. What are you going to splurge on? So for me, I love experiences. So when I say experiences, meaning I like traveling with my family.
Exactly.
So last year, I was able to take my whole family to India. I was speaking for a conference there. My kids have now been to India. Like, that's an experience they will never forget. I'll never forget. Right. We went and saw the Taj Mahal. I mean, it was an amazing experience. Right. And it was because we made choices about where we spent our money that allowed us to have the funds to be able to get a flight and get a hotel and do stuff while we were there. And because we had said we pulled back on other things that would allow us to get that reward, if you will.
Exactly.
So we're coming down to our time together. I want you to give us any final words that you have or tips that you want to share about how people who are watching us here on voxwave.com as well as on Facebook Live, how can they get their money? I said get their money. That's right. I know that's Ebonics. How can they get their money right for 2018 and stop having this, this cloud over them of all of this debt and living paycheck to paycheck? Any final thoughts? You can wrap up this segment with whatever final thoughts you have.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to truly even say something about the whole thing you mentioned about with your family, especially we just celebrated the holidays. I'm going to try to be really quick with it. We just celebrated the holidays with those with kids because many times that's what we do. When Christmas comes around, the holidays comes around, we buy them all these unnecessary gifts.
Yep.
What I tell parents, again, going back to that conversation, talk to them, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Put that money aside to wear something they're going to be, they will remember later on. Rather than buying them all these toys, the games or what have you, they start playing with them. Maybe a week later, they don't even care about those things anymore.
It's so true.
But put that money towards, like you did with your family, something that's going to be more meaningful to them later on, maybe in a college fund or what have you.
Yes.
Instead of when holiday comes, you think it's a license to spend all this money on your kids. So that's one tip I would say for those who have kids. I don't have children. But something that I would say that I want to share from this financial guide that I created, the smart budgeting. I'm just going to go down that line. I talk about tithing. I'm very big. For me, everything I do is faith. So, of course, first and foremost, that's a budget. You want to include that in there. You want to include your tithe. Learn the power of delayed gratification.
Yes, delayed gratification. That's it.
So this is the way I want to kind of wrap it up. Learn the power of delayed gratification. Begin to eliminate unnecessarily monthly expenses. As we talked about earlier, track your spending habits. I'm just kind of going over some of the things. Eliminate debt by small bites. I'd say the way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So, starting with those smaller debts and then, you start improving and going to the bigger debts later on. Make smart investments. We talked about that earlier. Many people think at times to make investment, you got to have like millions of dollars in the bank. Again, with the advent of technology and how things are getting better, there's so many apps out there that are available that you can literally, buy $100. I have stocks in, different little things, but it's not a lot of money right now, but I'm not looking towards for it to be, money that I want to spend right now.
Right.
But for later on. So those are some of the things you can do. Make smart investments. Get an app that you can, put $100 on, $40 on, and go out there and do your research. Put that money towards those stocks.
Take that money that you're using to buy Starbucks.
Exactly.
And put it in a fund somewhere, right?
Exactly.
Starbucks ain't cheap. I know, because I used to drink Starbucks every day. Yes. And I'm not judging people. We're not judging you.
Not at all.
I think everybody has their vice
and
their thing that they enjoy. We're just saying, can you minimize it some? Can you cut it back some? Or if you don't want to cut your Starbucks, okay, what else can you cut back on so that you can minimize your spending habits?
Or you can still have the Starbucks. Go get the coffee grounds at the Starbucks.
Hey, there you go.
Make your own coffee at home.
And you're still saving.
Exactly.
So there's always a way to make it where you're spending less and saving more, putting more. And again, that delayed gratification, those two words are the most just powerful words, because we are not taught that as humans. We're not taught delayed gratification. We're taught you make it, you get to spend it. You want it, you get it right now. We're in this microwave society. Everybody wants what they want right now. I shared this earlier. I was on a live broadcast with some good friends of mine, Trevor Ott and Shay Brown. I'm shouting them out, and Jennifer Harris. And we were talking about this event that I went to a couple years ago, and I got to hear Magic Johnson speak. And he was amazing. But he said something that just sat with me and stuck with me. Here we are almost 3 years later, and I still remember it. Right. And he said, the biggest thing that we have to stop doing as an African-American community is, as soon as you get some money, you spend it. Right? As soon as you, especially for like, you guys know I work with business owners, mostly women business owners, but as soon as you start making some money in your business, you go and now all of a sudden the square footage you had in your house is not enough. Now you need more square footage. So you go buy a bigger house. Right. You go buy a bigger car with a bigger car note. So you're making all of these lifestyle changes. And he said, do not make lifestyle changes until you have at least 3 to 4 profitable businesses. Not one. Not 2. He said 3 or 4 profitable businesses. Then you make a lifestyle change. This is from a man who is massively successful. Right. So I would think that it would be worth listening to some of his tips and tools and guidance, right? So that just sat with me, because it's so true that we get it, we want to spend it. But that delayed gratification, that, let me build some things before I start spending, because you never know what's going to happen. I'm sure a lot of people didn't think that we were going to have that downturn with the real estate market when we did. And a lot of people were in a lot of financial trouble based on that and didn't prepare for the rainy day.
They didn't.
You got to prepare for the rainy day, especially my entrepreneurs. Put some money in the bank account, put some money away, because just because you hot right now and you getting booked, and I'm a speaker, so I know you getting booked and you getting the big checks, doesn't mean that's always going to be there. Yes. So you want to make sure, I would advise people, if you can, put away 6 months of at least your living expenses, so that, and I believe that you can. I believe you can if you minimize some debt, if you pull back from some wants and just stick to needs. I believe that we all can, as you said, bite it one bite at a time. Just put up $20, $15, $10. Take the change that you get every time you get change, coins, and put them coins in a bank. The bank will take it and turn it into cash dollars, and you can put that somewhere. So any way that's going to work for you. Like for me, I'm big on that. Anytime I get change, I always put it in this big bank. And then end of the year, I take my big bank. You'd be surprised how much money you save.
From change.
Just from change. And there's even this thing that they put out on Facebook before, where it's like you save the amount of dollars every day based on the day of the year it is. So like for the first day, you put $1 in the bank. The second day, you put $2 in the bank. The third day of the year, you put $3 in the bank. And you literally do that over the course of the year, and you have thousands of dollars in the bank by the end of the year. You know. Now, it might get a little scary once you get up to like the 200 and the 300, right? So that might be a little more challenging. But at least through that, let's just say 1 through 50. And let's say you do that for the first 50 days. And then you come back and repeat that again. You could still end up with a good chunk of change sitting where you're not touching it by the end of the year. So we so value everything that you've provided for us, all the tips, all the tools, all the strategies. I love the whole part about watching your spending habits and pulling back, and having that delayed gratification. And guys, take away those words. We choose to. This is what we choose to do. And don't compare yourself to what anybody else is doing. If your friends want to go out and hang out and spend all of their money, let them go do it. It's okay to sometimes sit at home and say, you know what, I'm cutting back on my spending this year. Absolutely. It's okay. So where can people find you? How can they connect with you so they can get more great financial tips?
Absolutely. For me, social media, I don't know if my name's somewhere on there. Zainabu Kamara. Zainabu spells Zainabu. Kamara, Kamara. Believe it or not, there are a lot of Zainabu Kamaras on social media. I have hair right now, but on Facebook, you will see my profile. It says I'm in like a striped dress with no hair, but you can find me on Facebook. That's really the only social media platform that I have. So it's not just search my name, Zainabu Kamara, or this financial guide that I talked about earlier that I created. I literally just made this last year, of course, from some of all these other tips, because we can't really get into everything. So I said, for those people who may not be able to get to me personally to do a one-on-one financial coaching, I created this guide. It's a quick guide to saving, paying off debts, and building wealth, as we talk about it, because it's not all about just making money. It's about creating long-lasting wealth.
Yes.
So you can find that guide at paypal.me /Smart Money Guide 37. Again, it's paypal.me /Smart Money Guide 37. So when you get on there, the 37 is really what the guide costs. And honestly, the information in here, thousands of dollars.
It's priceless. So you're going to pay $37, but it's priceless, yeah.
But you pay $37. Once you pay the $37, make sure you do include your email, so that way I can send you the guide within 24 hours. Of course, include all that information on there. But that's, I would say, the way to find me.
I love it. So if somebody can type that in the feed for us. People are commenting. This is awesome. Paula says, awesome points, ladies. Noah says, great wisdom nuggets from Magic. Yeah. Hey, Robin Rogers. Hey, Domily. Thanks for being here. Domily says, make your own coffee. Spend less and save more. Delayed gratification. I think you have a fan, Tori Rose. Hey, Zainabu. This is great, ladies. All right, let's see. Someone said, sorry, did we discuss financial infidelity in marriages? My spending is out of control. I grew up learning how to rob Peter to pay Paul. You better believe it, and respecting my credit. And money was never a subject we lived. And I can't see the rest of that because it's a long post. But hey, Tawanda, thank you for being here. Let's see. Yeah, everybody's saying, I need your link. I need your link. So could somebody type this in the feed for us? First of all, you want to look for Zainabu, which is spelled Zainbu. Zainabu. Zainabu. Kamara, Kamara. Pronounced Zainabu, but it's spelled like, I kept saying Zainabu, but it's not. It's Zainabu. Zainabu. Kamara, Kamara. Look her up on social media. And then the link to get her financial guide is paypal.me / Smart Money Guide 37. Smart Money Guide 37.
And the 37 is just the price. Once you get on there, PayPal will ask you put the $37, put all your information, and I'll send you the guide within 24 hours. Again, it's a quick guide to saving, paying off debt, and building wealth.
We love it. We love it. Yeah. I love that somebody was asking about that. We did have some conversation about money conversations, and that is it. A lot of times our parents didn't talk to us about money. They didn't explain it to us. We knew that we grew up in an environment I grew up in this environment where my mother always was stretching dollars and robbing Peter to pay Paul. And, and she took such pride in making the money stretch as far as she could that, to be honest, I kind of became addicted to financial struggle. It was a part of me. It was what I was used to. And I had to go back, like you said, all the way back to the root of it, and had to realize that I had a choice to function differently. So we're going to take a quick break, you guys, and we're going to come back with an amazing performance from this young lady who I just absolutely love and adore. Every time she performs, I cry. So let me get my tissues out. She's going to perform for us. Her name is Jocelyn Matthews, and we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. right. We are back. We are back. Again, I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. Thanks to all the amazing folks who are sticking with us on Facebook Live. We see you. We love you. We appreciate you. Please share this out so that someone else can experience what you're experiencing, especially if you're hearing some great content. I've got to give another huge shout out to my amazing sponsors who are making this show possible. Cherie M. Good of Total Harmony Enterprises, who is hosting the Recharge 2018 Health, Wellness, and Fitness Expo on Saturday, April 14th. You want to check that out in Pikesville, Maryland. We will have a link for you by next week. Guys, basically what it boils down to is I haven't been on radio for a while, so I haven't been on the airwaves in about 2 years, and I just got to get settled back in. So hopefully I'm doing an okay job. All right, and then also we want to thank Ladrine Peterson, Howard Peterson, for being one of our sponsors. She is changing the world one person at a time, helping to turn dreamers into doers. Do it. That's her whole brand, is all about do it, right? I love that. And she has the energy to help you to get out and stop being a dreamer and actually execute and do it. As well as Amina McWhirter, who runs a nonprofit organization called Love by the Handles, which serves women who are currently going through trauma. She works with a lot of domestic violence survivors. And man, the work that she does is just phenomenal. It's impressive. And she's born to do that work. I've seen her in action, and I've seen the impact that she makes. And it just so happens that she's the mom of this amazing lady that we're going to have perform in just a moment. And last but not least, Miss Robin Rogers of Robin Rogers Empowers, who also hosts workshops and conferences and events. And she is all about helping women who have gone through past trauma to be able to regroup and become empowered and more confident to walk in their God-given gifts. So we thank you, ladies, for being our sponsors. And now we're going to introduce Miss Jocelyn Matthews. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her before she breaks out into dance. She can't wait. I can feel it. I can feel it. And we can't wait. I'm just getting my tissues. So Jocelyn Matthews is a young woman who strives towards excellence in the art of dance, technically and through a form of expression. She is a loving, energetic, humble, free-spirited woman. Yes, you are. She's been embracing her gift in dancing for 26 years. 26 years? Girl, you look like you're about 21. And choreographing for 14 years with no plans to stop anytime soon. She has a background in ballet, jazz, modern, hip-hop, lyrical, I don't even know what this other one is, Afro jazz, contemporary, and African. She is driven by God to be a mover and shaker, to transform and change atmospheres through movement, and to be powerful in her dancing and teaching. Without further ado, we are going to turn it over for a powerful performance by Miss Jocelyn Matthews.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out, and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. other. And for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up. In spite of the ache, I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, I like the waves, we'll rise up. In spite of the ache, we'll rise up. And we'll do it 1,000 times again.
The tissue box. Oh Lord. Oh, I love you, love you. I love you. Love you. Woo, we're gonna let you catch your breath. Woo. And we're gonna let me wipe my eyes. Good Lord. Oh, y'all. Let me just, somebody said, oh, they was like, oh yes, Jocelyn Soar, yes, baby girl, glory, yes, yes. All I'm seeing is yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. Let me go back and read. It's like, hey, I can see her. Oh, somebody was like, move the water. We moved the water, right? Everybody's like, yes, they are just celebrating you. I don't get enough of watching you. And I think it is your raw emotion and your facial expressions and the fact that we can see that you put everything in you into dance.
Yeah.
I'm always so moved. How did you get into this?
Oh gosh. Well, first, thank you for giving me the opportunity to grace this stage.
I don't know if your microphone is facing you. Let's do it this way. That's all right. We good. I think we can do it this way. Is that good? There we go. Try that.
That works better.
Can we hear now?
Sorry. My mom, Amina McWhirter.
Amina McWhirter, whoop, whoop, whoop. That's her baby.
She always loved to dance. So she wanted to dance.
Wow.
And then she did dance when she was younger before. Good old me. So she her and my dad put me in dance at a young age, at 3. And then from there, I kept going. And I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, even though the enemy has tried everything to stop me from getting here. I will never stop. So it's just a natural, born, God-given gift. Like, I have never taken a dance class ever.
Wow.
I took one, I think, and I was like 21.
Right.
But it's literally everything is self-taught. I started at Spirit Wings with Sandy Mitchell. Shout out to her. And then I went to Dynamic Moves with Flamika Martin. And then after that, I started choreographing with Flamika. She almost taught me everything that I know. And from there, I just kept going. But God is what He downloads.
I love that.
He downloads the creative juices. And everybody always says, you're so weird. And how do you do it like that? Literally, God, and I have to have the ear to hear Him so that I can see put this dance move with that one, put this movement with that one. That was not really a dance move, but I need you to do it because that's how you're going to get to the people that need to see it. So,
well, you are powerful. We can tell that you are born for this. You know, there's my coach. I don't know how many of you know that Lisa Nichols is my coach as a speaker, and she says, you know, there's a gift and then there's a skill set. And she said, Cheryl, you have the gift of speaking, and you have the gift of transforming lives through movement. And like I said, everything comes through the expression of your face, every movement. We can feel it, which is why I cry every time. But like, girl, I be wanting to do my ugly Oprah cry for real. But because I usually am in the public, when I see you, I be holding it in. But I just want to go, oh my God, yes. And I love that. If I can talk, can we talk about this? That you are full figured.
Yeah.
And you make no apologies about it, and you make no apologies about how you move. And I think that touches me more than anything, is that you just own it. Where do you get that confidence from?
The Lord. Believe it or not, people will not believe this, and you can ask my parents. I had low self-esteem. And I always wanted to be like my friends that were light-skinned and had long hair.
Wow.
And I didn't like the skin tone that I had. I wanted to be light skin so bad.
Wow.
And so my grandmother prayed over me, and from there, hey, prayer changes things, okay? Wow. From there, they was like that I turned into this blossoming creature.
Powerhouse. That's what we're going to call it. Powerhouse.
And so that's where it comes. It literally comes from God. I am fearfully and wonderfully made in Jesus.
I love it. I love it. Well, we love you. I would love to have you come back again and perform. You know, I know you getting booked all over the nation and everything, but we would love to have you come back and keep, you know, letting God download into you how you're supposed to be impacting lives through this idea of just movement. And it's such beautiful, empowering movement that moves all of us in turn. So we are thankful to have you. Jocelyn Matthews, how do people get in contact with you if they want to book you?
Yeah, you can follow me, whatever, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I actually just started a YouTube channel, being an inspirational coach. We're going to talk about that later. But anyways, and it is I Am Jocelyn Matthews. That is JOCELYNN, 2 N's. Don't forget my other N. MATTHEWS. And I'll be on all three. You can book me from there. You can email me from there. My email is jocelynmatthewsbooking@gmail.com.
So Jocelyn with 2 N's and Matthews with 2 T's.
2 T's and S.
So 2 N's and 2 T's.
Don't forget the 2 N's and 2 T's.
Jocelyn Matthews. This will actually be uploaded onto YouTube. I think they usually do it within 24 to 48 hours or something like that. So we'll make sure that we send that out as well. And we'll send it to you so that you can share it with your tribe and your community. Thank you for being with us. We love you. We adore you. Amina McWhirter.
Hey, Mom.
Your baby did the darn thing. All right, guys, we're going to take a break and we're going to be back with 2 more amazing, powerful guests. Awesome. All right. share it out. All right, we are back. Y'all, weren't those first two guests amazing? Oh my God. So you got your financial expertise and guidance and some tips on how you can be more financially responsible in the new year, as well as you got your empowerment on through that inspirational dance by Jocelyn Matthews. That sister, I love her. I just love everything that comes through her when she's performing. So we want to thank both of those guests for being here with us. It's not Zane, it's Zainabu Kamara, I'm pronounce her name right. Zainabu Kamara and Jocelyn Matthews. And so now we're moving on to the second half of our show. Thanks for those of you who are still sticking with us. Look, we have folks on Facebook Live who are still here with us. We have Deb Moss, Kayana Fields Brown. How are you, sis? Ladrine Peterson, one of our sponsors. Cheryl Judy, Sheena Moten. Let's see. And the list just goes on and on. Dawn Peterson, thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking with us. Tell somebody, share it with a friend. So now we're moving into a segment that's so important for the new year, and that is fitness. Taking our wellness and our fitness seriously for 2018. This is one of my biggest goals for the year, is to get this temple right, honey. And I'll share something with y'all in a couple weeks. I can't share it yet, but I'm making changes and I'm experiencing, growth, and I'm happy about it. And I don't want to talk about it too soon because I don't want to jinx it. But I'm doing some good things with my health and wellness, and I'm so excited about it, and I'm really proud of it. So next to me is Robin Marion, and she has so many degrees and certifications that it just only makes sense to work with her, because clearly she knows what she's talking about. We call her little Michelle Obama with these arms up in the building. But she is ACE certified. She's a strength and conditioning coach, a nutrition coach. I love that you combine the two, because if you can know fitness, the fitness side, and the nutrition, oh my God, you a bad mama jamma. She is RRCA certified running coach, track and field coach, TRX qualified. That's when they put the little hooks on. Yes, the band things that you pull. That's only because I've taken that before. I'm just saying. She is USA level 3 cycling coach. She is a strong by Zumba licensed instructor. She is an NPC figure competitor, a marathoner, a triathlete, and the owner and primary trainer at Velvet and Steel Fitness. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You just a bad mama jamma. Tell us about your story. How did you get started in this whole world of fitness and wellness? And you look amazing.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And so I got started into health and fitness basically because of the military. I've always been into health and fitness. I ran track, played volleyball, basketball growing up. But when I got ready to go into the military, I was underweight. I couldn't meet the weight requirements to get into the military, which I thought was,
cray.
I have to be a certain weight to get in. Wait a minute. So I had to take some time and get my weight up and everything. And a lot of people, when they think about health and fitness, they focus on being overweight.
Yep.
But there are the underweight population, and that can be just as dangerous and unhealthy as being overweight. I didn't have any medical issues or anything. I just struggled to put weight on. So I was able to get my weight up and go in the military, and I, enlisted, served successfully retired from the military.
Wow. Woo, 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 woo. Beautiful. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. But while I was in the military, one of the things that propelled me to really, really dig into health and fitness was seeing my service members who were struggling to maintain weight, struggling to drop body fat. And for people in the military, that's their livelihood. So them not being able to meet those standards is the difference between them staying in and having a job that helps take care of their families and them getting put out and not having a job.
Wow.
And while I love the military and everything about it, the thing about the military is it basically keeps you healthy to sustain the force. And I wanted to help people understand that there is a lifestyle that you need to adopt outside of being in the military. If you can make it a lifestyle and sustain it beyond what the military requires, you're well on your way to being healthy for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So I did that while I was in the military, and then crossed over into, as I call, corporate, in dealing with people who were not soldiers, sailors, airmen, Coast Guard, Marine people.
Wow.
And it's been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done.
That's such a great story. And I love that. I love talking to people, sitting and talking to people and hearing people's stories, for people who take something that impacted them personally and they can see the greater impact on other people, and they turn that into a business that serves and supports other people and helping them to be better and live better lives. So that is fantastic. I love it. And so tell us, how long have you been doing this type of work?
I have been 18 years now.
Wow.
18 years.
Wow.
And like I said, I just keep adding to it. And there's a difference between, and I tell people all the time, you can have all the alphabet behind your name in the world. You can have all the certifications, all the degrees or whatever. But if you don't actually learn your job, if you don't dig deep into your job, then they mean nothing.
That's so true.
So I really study my craft, and I really want to help people, because a lot of people want help. They don't know how or where to go get it. And some people get discouraged because they're looking for the quick fix. They're looking for everything to fall off the next day.
Don't get me started, Robin. I'm just saying, I don't know where you want this conversation to go, but that has been me in the past. Like, we have a mutual friend, Darlene and I, Belinda B. Fit Johnson.
Oh yeah,
and she trained me.
She's my teammate.
She trained me for a while. I love her so much, and she really was pouring all of her into me, and I was trying to keep up. And I was like, "Look, we've been doing this for a whole such and such." She's like, "Cheryl, you've been doing this for 37 seconds, and you want the weight to be gone." That was her famous thing, and I always repeat that. You've been doing this for 37 seconds, but you want the results. So talk to us about, well, a couple things. Number one, talk to us about the fact that I love that you stated that there are people who are underweight. That does not mean that you're healthy just because you're thin, right?
Exactly.
So a lot of times we think about weight and wellness, and we think about people who are overweight and perhaps obese. But even people who are underweight or thin can be unhealthy. Talk about that and that whole impact of it. Just because you look the part doesn't mean that you are taking care of yourself in the way that you need to. And some of the things all of us can do to kind of, up our healthy, supersize our healthy for 2018. I like that. Supersize your healthy.
Yeah, that's
Hashtag
nice.
Supersize your healthy. Okay.
Well, the thing is, in society, unfortunately, we judge what we see. And because we judge what we see, there is such a propensity and misconception that people who are bigger are unhealthy and people who are smaller are healthy.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that's so far from the truth, because I have dealt with clients who are thin and they have higher body fat levels and higher BMIs than people who are bigger.
Wow.
And I tell people all the time, just because you look healthy on the outside, there's a lot more things going on internally that you don't know or you do know that would make you unhealthy versus someone who is bigger from a viewpoint. And so when it comes to that, I tell people, you have to make sure you take the total body person and a total body concept into the bigger picture. You can't solely focus on one thing.
Right.
You can't go out and decide you want to change your lifestyle because it's event specific. You have this reunion, this wedding, this, whatever coming up. If you make it a lifestyle and you take the mindset that this is something that I have to do, and I tell my females, when you make an appointment with a hairdresser, you make your appointment. If you're going to make that appointment. So make an appointment with yourself for your health and wellness. Carve out time in your day. It's even more important than your hair. Although most people place more priority on things that are not,
But let's talk about that, because in the African American community, our hair is important, right? We want to look cute. We want to look good. And the reality is, y'all, we getting real now. The reality is when you go into the gym and you sweating it out, you like, wait a minute, I just paid how much for this hair? My hairstyle, like I have my hair, normally I keep it short. And so if I pay, $70 to go get my hair done, I don't want to now go to the gym and sweat it out the next day. So how do we get around that, or what's your feedback to that? Because maybe you don't have an answer. Maybe you can just talk about from your perspective how you handled it so that you would make it, like you said, a lifestyle.
Yes, I have a Robin answer. And I had to let go of the hair crutch long time ago. because being in the military, you know, they don't care about hair.
Right.
You know, they could care less about what your hair looks like. You're still going to get that PT in 5 days a week.
Yeah.
But they have so many different products on the market right now that you can use that will help you keep your hair, you know, from sweating out so much. And some people are just natural sweaters. They're going to sweat.
Right.
I mean, I've had people that have asked me to design their workout programs around them not sweating, and I don't know how to do that.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know how to do
I've
that.
never heard that before.
Yes, you know, I don't know how to do that.
Can you prepare me a routine where I don't sweat?
Like, that non-poker face that I have. It's like, this is, I'm obviously being punked here, but okay. I think that when it comes to, you know, the hair, you know, we have 7 days in a week.
Right.
You know, we have 7 days in a week. And I have clients who schedule their hair appointments or whatever around their workouts.
Yeah.
You know, it can be done.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to think about what's the priority for you.
Yeah.
You know, if you're on medication, if you're having joint pain, if you know, having all these different medical issues, and your hair is the priority above you getting healthy,
then your priorities might be
priorities
jacked up.
are way off. They are
is so
way
true.
off. So, I mean, like I said, there are things that you can do. You know, they have all these different hair products on the market now that you can use. But the best answer that I have for people when they tell me that is, you know, well, I don't want to sweat my hair out. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, but you're going to look real good in the casket.
Right.
You know, it's the sad truth, but it's true. Because your hair is going to be perfectly laid, you know, in a casket. You have to take the priority for yourself.
Absolutely.
And each day we're not promised the next day.
That's right.
So therefore, because we're not promised the next day, you have to take advantage of every minute, every hour, every opportunity you can to live your best life and be your best self.
Yeah, I love that you said you have to make it a lifestyle, not event specific. That resonated. And you're right. There are a lot of protective styles that are available now. Like even this that I have in my hair, this is crochet braids.
It's cute too.
Thank you. I got it last year because I didn't get this style. I'm just saying I get it redone every so often. But I first experienced it because I was going to India last May. And India there is sweltering hot. I mean, it's like so humid. It's like 120 degree weather in May. And so I wanted a protective style. So I tried this and I'm like, oh my God, like, why didn't somebody tell me about this before? Because I go to the gym, I work out, I jump up, ploop, ploop, put a little hair, a little grease in it, whatever, a little oil, and I keep it moving for a speaking engagement, radio, whatever. So there are protective styles, you're right. And or if you're a person who perhaps you have a hair style that's short and you have to curl it like I actually have under this, then you can, like you said, schedule it around your workout. So you know you're going to work out, look, I want to hit the gym 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, then maybe I'll schedule my appointment on Friday. So I'm fly for the weekend. So you're right. Don't use it as a crutch. You absolutely cannot use it as a crutch. So talk about the importance of combining what we're eating and the exercise, because here's what I've done in the past. I'm always doing one or the other. So I go on the gym and I'm like, and I'm doing them little rope things. I'm going on the ropes and I'm lifting weights and I'm doing cardio and going and eating a burger and french fries and talking about why I ain't losing, crying to Belinda, talking about why I ain't losing no weight. I don't understand what you have to eat. I went to Olive Garden, right? So explain why it's so important that we combine the two and also talk about heart health, because working out is not just about being cute and staying cute. It's your heart health, which is the thing that I've really come to appreciate over the past, year or so. So if you could just talk a little bit about both the importance of nutrition as well as exercise combined, and also how it impacts our heart.
Well, from my perspective, nutrition is the biggest factor. It is absolutely the biggest factor. Your workout may take 1-2 hours out of the day, but what you put in your mouth.
What you doing?
Well,
1 to 2 hours a day. Good God. Child, I'm in 30 minutes and I'm gone. I do 30 minutes and 5 minutes to go. See, this beast mode right here. This is beast. Hashtag on Facebook. Hashtag beast mode. Robin Murray and his hashtag beast mode. They all on Facebook talking about we want your arms. Everybody wants your arms. We call her little Michelle Obama. But okay, she do 2 hours. The rest of us do like 30 minutes. Okay.
Okay, so well, I say your nutrition is your workout is 30 minutes of your day.
Right.
So for the 30 minutes out of your day, the other 23 hours and 30 minutes, what you put in your mouth is critical.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that you can't have the things that you like that are not necessarily the healthiest. The problem with our culture, and America as a whole, is our unhealthy outweighs our healthy. So most people will go and and you've seen it. You'll go to the fast food place or whatever, and they'll get this the Baconator or something meal, and then ask for a Diet Coke. Like that's not going to do
You're
anything.
right, the Baconator, right?
That's not going to do anything. You just put 2,000 calories, whatever in your system, and the average American diet is roughly from the American health standard is they base it on a 2,000 calorie diet. So when you think about that,
you'd had your full day of calories in one meal,
right? In a lot of cases, right? And you still haven't finished eating for the rest of the day,
right?
So the nutrition is a critical piece, and you have to get those lean proteins, those leafy green veggies in. You got to get your grains. And a lot of people go into this where I'm not going to eat any carbs. I'm not eating any carbs whatsoever. That's impossible.
You can't sustain that. For sure.
Well,
you cannot sustain it.
You're going to get carbs in your veggies.
Yeah.
That's true. So when people tell
healthy
me,
carbs,
I'm
carbs.
not eating any carbs, okay. Sure.
Right.
All right. If you want to.
I am doing something this year that is a little drastic, but I believe. Well, I know it's paying off already, but I'm not gonna share it yet because I don't want to jinx it. But it is, and it does involve a certain period of time technically with no carbs. But we mean the bad carbs.
Right,
we mean
the
the
starchy
potato,
carbs the starchy
potatoes.
carbs,
But
yes.
it's plenty of leafy green
vegetables.
Exactly. If I eat another leaf, I feel like a rabbit, but it's okay because I'm worth it because my priorities is straight and in order this year.
Right.
So I understand. So like I said, I would go hard at the gym, but I wasn't changing my diet.
Exactly.
And I wasn't seeing results.
And that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people, they think that because they went and they worked out and they worked out for a specified amount of time or they did a certain workout or a certain type of workout, that it's okay for them to go and get that burger or whatever the case.
Yeah.
And in the running community, because that's also a community that I'm involved in as well as a runner, that's also a big misconception. They go out and they do all this running and then you end up at the IHOP or something eating, this huge meal, and you just negated everything that you did.
I know, and that's a bad thing. And that's why I think the two combined are so critical.
They are critical.
Because then it's like, okay, if I am going to the gym, I don't want to negate that I went to the gym. For someone like me, where I'm literally making time for it with, my marriage and my kids and my business. I'm like, look, if I go to the gym, and yes, even if I spend only 35 minutes, I value that 35 minutes.
Quality
I don't want to go eat a burger afterwards.
Yes.
But that's mindset. Yes. Talk about the mindset to get your body right and tight.
Oh my goodness.
Mindset is everything.
Mindset is everything. And, you have to make the mind connection. One of the things that I tell people when they come in and sit down and talk to me about, getting healthier and everything, I ask them, where's their mind at? Because physically you can want to do it and you can do it. But if the mind is not connected to the physical aspect of it, you're going to face relentless obstacles because as long as if your mind tells you, no, Cheryl, we don't need to do this. Let's go have that burger. Right. If you're not strong enough, be like, you know what? Yeah, we'll do that burger. It's not gonna matter.
So how do we develop that? How do we shift to develop a strong enough mindset with the willpower to back it, where we are saying, okay, I know I shouldn't have this, and then we execute on it? Like, how is there anything that you do or have worked with your clients?
It's baby steps, number one, and with me being a health coach, I always talk about the triggers. What things are you dealing with that's triggering you to make those decisions that are not the healthiest decisions?
Suppose you're just hungry.
Well, you could be hungry for healthier options.
Okay.
That's the thing. You could be hungry for healthier options.
Okay.
And at the same time, part of shifting the mindset is to not bargain with yourself. A lot of people bargain with themselves. They do that trade-off of, well, I'm going to eat this today, and then I'm going to go to the gym and work out, and then I'll work it off. Well, as long as you bargain with yourself, you'll stay where you're at. Right. We don't need to bargain with ourselves. We don't need to reward ourselves with things. I've done this, so now I can have this or whatever. We no treats is what I say. We give animals treats.
Oh, no, she didn't go there, y'all.
But you don't,
right.
You don't have to call it a treat.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
I'm rewarding myself and giving myself a treat. You did good. Here you go, little dog.
Right,
Oh,
yeah, you can, I tell people to come up with better affirmations for themselves, and sometimes a reward doesn't have to equate to food.
Right.
It doesn't.
See, that's
have to
my
equate
question.
to
So I
food.
had, do you know Coach Gert? David Gerton. He was Gert. He was here last week, and that's what I said. I said, you know, again, referring to Belinda because she had a big impact on me. I used to tell her, you know, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't go out and party in club. My whole life is about my family and business, and so when I want to reward myself, I'm rewarding myself with, I get to sit and enjoy this great, yummy meal. So, what else can I reward myself with? Other than food.
Other things that you like. For example, I'll use myself, and everyone that knows me knows this. I love workout clothes. I love workout clothes. So my reward may not be food. It may be, there's a nice pair of tennis shoes that I've been wanting, so I'm going to go buy that pair of tennis shoes.
Right.
That's my reward. Or I'm going to go buy a new workout outfit or something. You know, it doesn't have to be food.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if that's what you want, that's fine. But the thing is, when people reward themselves with food, they overindulge.
Yeah.
So the key is proportion.
Moderation.
The key is moderation.
Yeah.
Moderation over everything.
Yeah.
Because when people have made these progress in their weight, in their fitness and health journey, my thing is, don't backtrack and negate that by going out and deciding you're going to have this overly huge meal.
Yeah.
You know, because you know if you go to Red Lobster or whatever,
them cheesy biscuits. Okay. Focus, Cheryl. Focus. Them daggone cheesy biscuits.
Yes, the cheddar biscuits. Yes, you can't have one. The cheddar biscuits.
How you gonna just eat one? That's like eating a chip out the bag.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the discipline.
Yes, that is the discipline. And at some point, it's not to say you can't have it, you know, but when you have it, that you know they're gonna bring out the
whole
basket of it. Just because they bring the basket out doesn't mean you need to eat the basket,
huh?
You know?
And then talk about, can you bring another basket?
Right? Yeah, exactly. Can I have a to-go basket? You know, a bread only.
To-go basket.
You know?
Oh my God! How you been sitting in on me and my family? We always go through the basket and ask for another basket and ask for a to-go basket. It is bad, but we have shifted for 2018.
Yes, that's awesome.
New mindset, but it is mindset because sometimes I do want to just be like, I just want some bread or whatever it is. But it's like me talking myself through, Cheryl, how does that serve you well? Like it is just pulling back and just taking a moment to regroup and breathe through it and focus on what you want. What is the thing that I keep saying I want?
What is the end goal? What is the result that you're going for? And if that result and that end goal that you're going for is that important to you, you will start to pull back. It's not all going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen at one time.
Right.
But when you take small, measurable steps towards that goal, your mindset, it will eventually shift. And then at the same time, when you're adjusting your taste buds, because I tell people all the time, you know, when we get so comfortable and used to eating unhealthy foods, when we try to go to healthy, the healthy is nasty to us because it lacks flavor, when in fact it lacks a lot of flavor. But we have, as I tell my clients, taste buds are coated, you know, for unhealthy. So we have to change that. When you start changing that, when you go back to that unhealthy item, in most cases, it doesn't taste the same. Or if you have that small piece of it, and then you're done. Versus in the past, you may have had a bigger piece.
Yes. You are telling nothing but the truth. Yes. I have experiences in the past. I've lost, you know, this was years and years ago where I lost weight before. And literally, I was able to kind of shift my taste buds for healthy. And I would always choose, it became a thing where I wanted to choose the healthy over the unhealthy. Especially when you start to know what it does to your body.
Exactly.
So again, I'm not really sharing my whole story yet, but I'll be unveiling this. Hopefully you guys will see it physically in me over the course of the next few months. But even what it does to the food does to your body. So just a week ago, I started this, I hate to call it a diet, but this lifestyle change, right? And my blood pressure 1 week ago was 162/95.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I went back yesterday just from a change in food, and my blood pressure had dropped to 132/84.
Yes.
In a week. Yeah. In 7 days.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Based on
nutrition
is everything.
Is so critical.
And what they say, you can't outwork a bad diet, and that's what I've been trying to do ever since I've been working with Belinda and all these other people, Natasha Mayo, people who have really been trying to help me and support me, but I just went about it the wrong way because I thought I could outwork a bad diet, and you cannot. And when you start to see what it does to your numbers and your cholesterol and high blood pressure, you be like, this is crazy.
Yes, and it's the thing is when people are trying to change for a healthier lifestyle, and this is one of the things that I try to focus on with my clients, and even just talking to anyone, it's not an all or nothing thing.
Right.
And a lot of people go into it thinking it's all or nothing. This has to happen right now, and it's not. You have to do it in small. You have to do it in phases. And to me, when you coach someone to do it in phases, they have the most success.
Yeah.
Because most people will go into it and say, "Wait a minute, I got to give up all this today."
Right.
And that there's more chances of them to relapse.
Yep.
And go back to it. And then when they relapse, it's worse.
It's worse. So you're like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Now, did I just go over the number that I was complaining about?
Right.
Exactly. You're like, hold on. I'm going in the wrong direction here. I need to be going in the opposite
scale,
direction.
you're like, the devil is alive. That's not right.
You throwing the scale out your window.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Well, this has been such phenomenal content and information. I know our folks who are here, Kiana Brown, Fields Brown says no bargaining. Donna Hicks is here watching from New York. Thanks for being here. Natasha Mayo, you're here. I just mentioned you. I don't know if you heard me. Kimberly Covington says, awesome show, Cheryl, because we have awesome guests. Sophia says, yes. Kiana says, just because you've worked out does not mean you can eat foods that you shouldn't eat. Mindset is everything. Noah says, it's all about priorities. They're on hashtag Marion Beast Mode. That's right, y'all. Them daggone arms. So look, in our last couple of minutes here before we bring out our next amazing guest, would you mind showing us just a couple of moves maybe that people can do? I don't know what apparatus you have, like a band.
I just have a band.
But just show us like a little small something that we can use. Should we go to break for that, or can we just keep it moving? Okay, we're going to go to break literally for 1 minute, and we're going to be right back. Thank you, guys. Okay. Awesome. That was fantastic.
Not a day goes by that I don't burn for you. Find myself yearning for the heaven that you bring me from your black hands. Touch me. Wanna feel you inside me. All I want is you. Love on me. All I want is you. All I want is you. Come on. To love on me. All I want is you. All I want is you. Don't nobody hold me. Don't nobody kiss me the way you do. Assuming nobody. Don't nobody hold me. Don't nobody kiss me the way you do. Nobody. Don't nobody hold me.
All right. We are, sound like Kevin Hart. All right. We are I didn't expect that to come out, y'all. We are back with our special guest, Robin Marion, who's just our little Michelle Obama up in here with them arms. She is certified in everything. So if you are looking for a coach, nutrition, wellness, fitness, health, she is your woman. You need to get in touch, and we'll make sure we get her contact information. She's going to show us just some simple moves, things that you can do if you're a person who says, well, I want to improve my health and wellness and my fitness, specifically for the new year. She's going to give us just a few moves that you can use.
All right, so what I have today is a resistance band, and this is one of the pieces of equipment I recommend everyone has in their arsenal. Okay. In their arsenal. Number one, they come in multiple levels of resistance. They're portable. You can travel with them everywhere. When I travel, I have 3 or 4 of these in my bag in most cases because I never know what the gym is going to look like, even though I research in advance. Right. But this is something that you can have in your arsenal at home, and you can get a good full body workout with just a resistance band only. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you guys a couple of different exercises you can do. And like I said, they come in different resistance. You have light, medium, heavy. extra heavy. A lot of times they're color coded by the level of resistance they are. And then sometimes on the packaging, it will tell you how much resistance you get in terms of poundage from a resistance band. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step on the band here. And the first one that we're going to do is going to be a bicep curl, since we're talking about arms. All right. And what you want to do is you want to just have a relaxed position. Don't tense up. Don't have your shoulders and everything tense. A lot of people, when they work out, they're tense. And you don't want to do that. Have a slight bend in your knees, not a full squat, just a slight bend. And then you want to keep the elbows at your sides. And then you want to come up and curl. All right.
I know. I don't know. Daggone sense. Look at them guns.
All right. Come up and curl.
They moving when she move. Look.
Back down. And throughout the movement, you want to keep your core engaged. So don't relax in the midsection. You want to keep your core engaged. So as I said, you want to just come up and curl. You can do 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps of these, or you can do it for time as well. If you do it for time, you want to do 30 seconds, 10 seconds off, or 45 seconds, 15 seconds off. So that's the bicep curl. Now, the other one that you can do, because a lot of my ladies like doing a lot of squats, is crisscross at the waist, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and you're just going to squat down and come back up. Keep the bands here at the waist, high waist, squat down and come back up. Now the thing is, and I'm going to turn sideways so you guys can see me here. A lot of times when people do squats, they go here. All right.
Gotcha.
That's the correct way to squat. All right. So when you're squatting, you want to. It should look like you're trying to sit in a chair. All right. So you're hinging at the hips, and you're sitting back into the chair, and you're keeping your shoulders up, chest up, shoulders back.
Okay.
Okay. That's a proper way to squat. When you're squatting the other way, you're putting a lot of additional pressure on your back and on your knee joints. All right. So that's what you have for that one. And if you want to do the
oh, it fell off the thing.
Yeah, it fell off.
The little hook thing.
If you want to,
can you get that? Grab that for her. Just can she do it without it?
No, it's right here.
Oh, they won't hear it. Okay, got it.
It would be me to do that, wouldn't it? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to try to put that behind me so I don't snatch it off again. Working that tricep. All right. People always want to work this part here. They call that the hangy downs or whatever.
The wings, right. Girl, the bat wings.
You're here. Elbow is here. And you're going to take it up.
I like that. Okay.
And then come back down. All right. If you're not getting enough resistance, if it feels like it's too easy for you, all you have to do is take the band and step further into the band to tighten the band up more. Okay? And you're going to just come up, squeeze, and then come back down. You don't want your elbow out to here. You want it here. Okay? So, and then the last one that I'm going to show you, because you could do bands with everything. I love resistance band. My clients not so much because, shoulders. When you have it double, this is going to be more resistance. You can also take it single for lighter resistance. So I'm going to just show single. Again, keep a slight bend in your knees, and you're here. You're going to come down and then back up. Okay? You're working the front shoulders and the rear delts at the same time to include the chest. So you're hitting a lot of different muscle groups with this particular exercise.
That's good, yeah.
Okay?
That's really good.
So those are just some exercises you can do at home. But like I said, you can do a full body workout to include abs with a resistance band. And I love them because they're absolutely portable. They take up no space in your suitcase. I usually carry them in my carry-on bag.
Right.
So there's no excuse for you to not get a workout in.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Before you step off stage, if you can tell people where can they reach you, how can they contact you, if they want a coach, they're looking for a coach, somebody to help them through their fitness and wellness journey for 2018, give us all of your contact information.
Okay, well, I am physically located in Waldorf, Maryland.
Oh, you're physically located?
Yes.
Meaning what? I
have a studio.
You have a brick and mortar?
Yes.
Oh, suck it now. You have classes?
I do. I have classes every day of the week except for Sundays.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know. I'm scared of your classes. They ain't 2 hours, are they?
No. Every class is an hour. Every class is an hour. But I'm physically located in Waldorf, Maryland. My Facebook page is Velvet Still Fitness. My Instagram page is Velvet Still Fit. And I also have YouTube as well. That's also Velvet Still Fit. Usually on YouTube, I post a lot of nutritional, I call it marinate on it videos, where I'm giving out nutritional information or fitness information or just inspirational things. And I also do virtual training, so you don't have to be physically in front of me to get trained by me.
I know, that's right.
So
I love it. Well, all I can say is you look amazing, little Michelle Obama. And thank you for being with us. Thank you for all the tips and the strategies. It is time to get our health and wellness in order. What? Our health is our wealth.
Yes.
Right? It does not matter how much money you got in the bank account. If you are not around to enjoy it, like you said, if you casket sharp, you worrying about your hair, get to the gym, eat some healthy food. We are changing things, and we are really investing in our temples for 2018. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to make sure I check out some of your classes. I'm scared, but I'm going to come anyway.
Oh, come on over. Come on over.
All right. We're going to take literally 30 seconds, and we're going to set up for our next guest, Miss Darlene Brown, who is going to do some beautiful spoken word poetry for us, and then we're going to sit and close out the show with Miss Darlene Brown. Yay. Stay tuned, you guys.
Any dream that I want to, that ain't the only way of keeping hope alive. And if by chance I give birth to my visions, life is so fantastic it will come as no surprise. 'Cause every day is adventures in paradise, woven well through the fabrics of and every day something magical passes. Sunshine on my body, rainbows blooming in the skies. 'Cause every day is adventures in paradise. It is real if it's only in your
All right. So we are closing out the show with another phenomenal woman who is, I just love this sister so much. She is my soul sister for real, and just a prayer warrior, a lovely spirit. Her name is Darlene Brown. If you don't know, you better learn. Darlene Brown, she's the CEO of Divine Empowerment. She's an author. She's a certified personal development and business leadership coach. She is also an inspirational speaker, but she's also a poet. And I didn't even know about this other side of her life, but I was able to see some unveiling of it recently, and so I wanted her to come onto the show. Look, she's the recipient of so many amazing awards: the 2015 Outstanding Women's Award, 2015 Metro Phenomenal Women's Award, 2015 Best Speakers Award recognized in the Examiner, the 2017 Community Involvement Award from DC Nightlife. She created an entertainment production company called Brown Eyes Productions, where she released, you better go, Darlene, you got a whole nother life, we gonna have to talk, where she released her debut spoken word CD called Love Sick Lessons, produced by international jazz pianist Bob Baldwin. She walks in her divine purpose daily and humbly accepts her role to empower others to become the best they can be. We are so excited and honored to have you with us, and we are going to turn it over to you for your spoken word.
All right. So I'm going to share a piece. It's called Shake the Haters Off. It's actually on the debut CD. It will be re-released in April of this year. Many people don't know about it. So you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
I'm like, that's my friend. That's my friend.
So while you stand around giving me the evil eye, I'm going to smile at you while I'm passing you by. On my way to the top, I'll keep knocking down doors, and I don't intend to stop. You will see me as I'm coming through, and while you're gritting on me, I'll be wishing you peace, love, and prosperity. Boo, I thought you knew. You can't stop what I do while you sit and conspire, hoping for my demise. I will rise, 'cause I was meant to shine. Don't hate on me. Shake the haters off. What you gonna do? Shake the haters off. Now, I thought I told you once before, one person don't stop no show. See, I got what it takes, and I'm prepared to take it to the top. Sit back and watch my poetic flow. giving you something that stimulates your mind with fat banging tracks that'll help you move your behind. Wait, I'm not done yet. There's still more about me that you should know. Like I've got a lot of talent and mad poetry skills for sure. Don't hate on me, because I'm gonna shake the haters off. You see, like I told you, my style is guaranteed to blow your mind, and my words and presence will leave you mesmerized. Hate is facilitated by individuals that lack motivation. The thing that I'm talking about is called self-deprivation. If you don't know what hate is, I want you to take a ride and then look hate dead in its eyes. Why hate on me? I'm not the cause of your downfall. We used to hang together the last time I recall. But before I move on, shake the haters off. Say what? Shake the haters off. Now don't forget in life who really is in control. If you didn't know, it's the man up above. Some people have good intentions and truly wish you well. Then there are those who smile in your face while plotting towards your downfall. Just know who you should keep close and who you should keep at a distance, because I have learned in life that no one else can lay claim to your blessings. Just be sure you put God first in everything, because Satan's disciples will certainly try to throw you off your journey. Just remain focused and stay strong. Stay in prayer and you will definitely reap your rewards. Keep courage in your heart and do what? Shake the haters off.
Come on over to the table, lady. Y'all hear that? Shake the haters off. Hashtag shake the haters off. Darlene Brown in the building. Yeah. I love you. That was so wonderful. I love it. I was like, can you just come with something empowering? And that's beautiful. We definitely need to shake the haters off. And I love like I said, one thing is, for me, is you can always tell when somebody's doing something from the true core of who they are. It's not forced. It just comes so authentically out of them, and it just blesses everybody who's watching. So I can feel myself. I was like this, as you were saying it, I'm like shaking my head like I'm saying it. So I love that. So tell us a little bit about how you got started doing this. And girl, I didn't know April coming out.
So I've been a poet all my life, writing poetry from childhood. I really believe, for me, being the youngest of four, my siblings were way older than me. So when I was 6, they were out of the house. So writing just became a space for me to entertain myself, to release whatever I felt. And that's how poetry was born. And that actually, Brown Eyes Productions was started in 2002, before Divine Empowerment. And the CD was released in 2003, so I'm re-releasing it in April of 2018. Many people that are not in the poetry circuit have no knowledge of me as a spoken word artist. And the CD is truly a timeless piece of work. And I'm so blessed to have a real musician, international jazz pianist Bob Baldwin, produce the music on it. So it is phenomenal.
I love that. And you know what I love about it even more is that it shows, for those of us who know you a little better, it shows us a different side of you. I know you as this kind of, you're so serious every time I talk to you. Like you so deep. I'm like, she's so deep, right?
Yeah, that is very
And even
true.
through your poetry, you're still deep, but I see this fun that you're having with it.
Yeah.
So talk about the importance of like balancing who we are and giving ourselves permission to be more than just, this one thing, that we're boxed into one thing.
Life is all about balance. And so, I am a serious person because life is definitely a serious responsibility, and it encompasses so much. But I think it's important to laugh. I think it's important to have fun. I think laughter is a beautiful thing. It actually heals the soul. Sometimes we have to laugh at ourselves. We have to laugh our way through situations. And also balance. I'm very driven, goal-oriented, results-oriented, but I also make time just to be me, just to go for walks in the park.
Just to go to Italy.
Well, and see the world and appreciate the beauty that God gave us, So I make time for the balance, and I think we all need to do that so that we can really appreciate life and what it means, It's not all about, getting that next thing done. Sometimes it's just taking a moment and sitting back and saying, wow, in the midst of all that I'm trying to do, I am really blessed. I've really come a long way. And so I'm very excited about reintroducing that part of myself to the world and people who don't know it.
I just love it. I love the smile. I love the energy. I love the fun that I see. I was just telling my kids this morning about laughter. I was like, we're going to laugh more up in this house. I made a demand. I'm like, because laughter is good for the soul. You don't know. And then I tell them, ask Aunt Cherie. Ask Aunt Cherie. She's a nurse. It releases endorphins, girl. I'm saying all kind of medical stuff that I thought was true. I ain't know, but I thought was true. And you're right. Laughter and smiling and being happy. And I think even for me this year, I'm so giving myself, I feel like I have been stuck in Cheryl, the mom, Cheryl, the businesswoman who's so serious and focused. And I'm not saying that I don't want to be that, but I also want to give myself permission to be the other pieces of me and not to run from that. So one of the things I'm allowing myself to do for 2018 is just get back to being a woman.
Yeah.
And exploring the things that I kind of put on the back burner because I was a mother and so engrossed in motherhood. Do you find that sometimes as women that we do that we just... We kind of compartmentalize our lives, and it's like, oh, well, I'm this right now. I got to focus just on this, and that we don't give ourselves permission to
We don't,
experience.
because women are so many things to so many people that often we forget about just being the woman.
Yes.
Right? Because
I just want to be a woman.
Yeah, just being the woman, and what does that feel like? And allowing ourselves that it's okay to carve out that time for you, whatever that looks like.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter, whatever it is that brings you joy. Make that a priority and do that for yourself. Because what I have learned, if you do that for you and you make it a priority, you're going to be a better mom, a better wife, a better friend.
That's it.
You're going to be better to all of those people that you serve because you have taken what is most important, self-preservation, right?
Yeah.
That is the first rule of nature.
Yeah.
And as women, we forget that. We're out being everything to everyone, and we forget about us, and then we sit back and say, but man, what about me?
Right, exactly. And nobody else is going to do that for you but you.
That's right.
If you don't say, oh, but what about me? You better do it, because nobody else is going to make you a priority if you don't make you a priority. And I find that people will fall into line based on how you treat you.
That's right.
So if I want to rip and run and run myself ragged for my family, they going to let me. Oh, mommy, by the way, why you out? No, mommy not doing that anymore. 2018 is a whole new year. I done laid out some ground rules in my house about what mommy is going to do and what she's no longer going to do, because I'm shifting and I'm changing. I'm making sure I put me on the priority list instead of at the bottom. Oh, I hope I get to me.
That's right. And
so
that's
I love
really
that.
important. I think all of us need to do that.
Yeah.
It's the me time.
So I know that, you had an experience, was last year, and was it 2 years? It seems like it was
2015.
So, and that kind of shifted some things and probably taught you some things. Do you want to quickly kind of share that with us?
I'll share a little bit about it. So I'm a uterine cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in October of 2015. I had been carrying cancer in my body for about 6 to 7 months prior to being diagnosed. And, I immediately, at that moment of being diagnosed, I remember being in the doctor's office and the doctor basically validating that, yes, I had this. And I knew then in that moment that it was a testimony. I didn't claim that disease. I knew I wasn't going to keep it. So in that moment right there, I just thank God that he trusted me to go through this process for the testimony of healing that would be a blessing for somebody else. I claimed my healing. I didn't say I will be healed. I said I am healed. And I held on to that. And that's really my faith, what I'm rooted in. And through that process, I understood that I had to make me the priority and my healing the priority. So I stepped away from a lot of things. I didn't even verbally tell many people, because you have to be mindful who you speak to and what you put out your mouth and what people are going to speak back over you. What energy they're going to come back with you. So I didn't tell a lot of people because I didn't want the fear energy. I didn't want the panic energy. I didn't want none of that. I knew I was healed, so I kept it very close to my chest. And then I just went into a process of eating healthy. I eliminated all sugar, all processed. I went really to a plant-based diet, juicing, a high alkaline water, meditating, prayer, no stress. I didn't allow myself. I didn't even watch things on TV that would cause me to get all anxiety ridden. I really moved into a very disciplined, and in that process, God healed me in 7 weeks. And 7 weeks in which uterine cancer usually takes people out.
Yes.
And for me to have had it for 7 months prior to the diagnosis, I knew, as I had claimed, that it was just a testimony. And when I came out of that, that's for me when I realized, what's really important for you? Where are you giving your time and energy to? You cannot be everything to everyone, no matter how good of a heart you have. You are going to have to hone in and be very clear about what you have been tasked to do here on this earth. And have the power to say, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that.
Yes.
I'm not doing that. and not feel guilty about the power to say no. And as women, we often do that when we want to help everyone, and we have, as in my case, a servant's heart. I really want to help and see everyone be better, but I'm one person. I can't be everything to everyone. And so through that experience, God said, put me first, and in putting him first, I put me first. That's powerful.
Girl, we're going to have to have you come back for a whole show. I'm just saying, I don't know what I was thinking about bringing you in just for some little spoken word segment. We need you for the whole segment. So will you promise to come back? Because we want more of this juice, this energy, this vibe. Oh, you just said so many juicy things just about who you shared it with and not having that spirit of fear and all that over you. And that is powerful. Yes. You know I love you. I love you. I love you. I love everything about what you do, your work, what you stand for, what you represent, how you support others. I love that God has placed you in my life as one of my true, genuine sisters who always has had my back, always will pray with me, pray over me, and I know it's genuine. And I'm also very protective over who praying for me and over me as well. Right? Everybody don't have that permission, but we're just blessed to have you. That was beautiful. It was so beautiful to see a different side, just yet another part of you. And I know it blessed everybody. I'm sure I got to go back and read all of these notes through Facebook. But do you want to close out with closing comments and how people can connect with you?
You know, you can reach me, divineempowerment.org, and you can go to Google Darlene Brown. I'm on all social media platforms. And I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm just really blessed. I know people don't know Brown Eyes, the spoken word artist, and about my production company, but I can tell you that was where God had me for that season to launch me into divine empowerment. And so everything that you're doing, no matter where you are, just stay the course and know that it's all connected to a higher calling, a higher purpose.
And as you always share with me, you know, sometimes things are for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and you have to be willing to shift and move. And when God says that season is done, it's time for a new season, or now we usher you into a new season, you have to be willing to move and hear and listen to his voice.
Absolutely.
So thank you for listening and paying attention to his voice. That was beautiful. Guys, you have been here with us live at Impact the World Radio. I'm your host, Cheryl Wood. Thank you for being with us. All you guys who hung with us the entire time. Like, there's some folks who've been on here with us for 2 hours. Was this a juicy show or what? Thank you for being with us. You can catch the replay on YouTube at, what do you know what the... Vox Power 373. I'm actually going to work on uploading those videos to my YouTube account as well when I figure that out. You techie. I can ask you to help me. I got the tech person right here. We have been blessed with these amazing guests today. Thank you for being here. Thanks to our sponsors, Cherie M. Good, Total Harmony Enterprises, Ladrine Howard Peterson, Turning Dreamers into Doers, Amina McWhirter, Love by the Handles, and Robin Rogers of Robin Rogers Empowers. We thank you, and we will see you again here next week, same time, same place, every Wednesday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have an amazing day.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.